Battlefield 6 isn't even released yet, and there's already a huge issue. A fair portion of the community cannot even launch the game at all. So what am I talking about? When you launch Battlefield 6 using the open beta, they automatically launch the game and check for cheats, as any game usually would. Usually they would have Punk Buster, they would have some kind of root level security that would be installed on your computer. This time, however, Battlefield 6 has chosen to do something a little bit unusual, where they require you to have secure boot enabled. If you're like me, or if you have maybe an older motherboard, or maybe if you have a different style of partition on your hard drive for Windows, or maybe if you have a gigabyte motherboard, I've heard a lot of issues with gigabyte motherboards as well, then it will say secure boot is not enabled, and it'll give you a link, enable it. The issue here lies in with, I cannot enable secure boot on my computer. I don't know why. I've tried everything I can. I just feel like this is such a ridiculous move on EA's part to try to counteract cheaters, which I can appreciate the effort in trying to counteract cheaters. However, we all know with all of these anti-cheat measures, these are all more of an inconvenience rather than an actual cure to the issue. I'm going to go into how I'm trying to fix this and how I'm trying to get this up and running, but if you're not interested in that, then go ahead and skip to this time link or timestamp right here. I'm going to make this really brief and simple. So first, it gives you a website to go to try to figure out how to enable secure boot. So it says go.ea.com/secure boot. Okay, and we load up the website and it says some EA games require secure boot, blah, 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 blah. Here's how to enable it on Windows 10. So the first step is to check if it's enabled. We can do that by hitting Windows key R. Type in msinfo32, and we are going to be checking for BIOS mode, which should be UEFI. Mine is on legacy because I guess I have an old motherboard, and secure boot state. Mine is set to unsupported. This is a huge red flag, and I think I know why this is happening, but this is still a ridiculous thing to force on the customer rather than on the server. If I paid $70, which I will not be paying $70 for this game, I will wait for it to go on sale for $3, just like every other Battlefield game, like twice a month. I wish they would just do this something on their server side to try to counteract cheaters and not require us as consumers to actually do all this finagling just to get the game that we paid to run. I really feel like they shouldn't have to force this onto the consumers. They should be forcing this on their own server side to try to prevent cheaters from occurring or give them some more inconvenience rather than doing this, which I've heard that other people have been trying to do this as well, and they've bricked their computers. They've had to remove their graphics card and reset a CMOS battery on the motherboard. They've had to do a ton of different things. Some of them don't have access to the computers anymore. Some of them only have access to it for like 2 hours a day, so they can't do all of this effort just to try to get a game started. Again, this is just so anti-consumer on their part, and I'm really disappointed in it. And of course, you can't review a beta, so nobody's really talking about it in public yet. Everybody's just kind of showing off their sponsored EA Play streams. Let's go into detail about what is the issue here and how I'm going to be trying to fix it. I need to check the BIOS mode and then enable it. If it's unsupported, check with your motherboard manufacturer's specification sheet or manual to see if secure boot is supported. Okay, so let me do that. So I know I have an ASRock. These are the two options that we have. So if I go to ASRock secure boot, I've done this. I have done this. It tells you to disable CSM, compatibility support mode module. It tells you to disable this, save it, reboot. The issue with this is that it doesn't recognize any of my hard drives that I have Windows installed in when I disable CSM. So therefore, the issue doesn't just lie in not having secure boot, enabled, which I do. It's set to active in my motherboard, but Windows doesn't recognize it because my hard drive is not what's called GPT, I think. So my hard drive is currently set master boot record or MBR. That's an issue because apparently in order to enable secure boot, in order to disable CSM, in order to have your hard drive show up after disabling CSM, you have to have your partition style to be GPT. Okay, I looked this up. What it tells me to do is I have to MBR to GPT/validate. And the issue with this, MBR to GPT can only be used from the Windows pre-installation environment. Use /allow full OS to override. All right. MBR to GPT/validate/allow full OS. Enable privilege, run as administrator. So let's try it again. MBR to GPT. This is from Microsoft.com, by the way. This isn't like some random code that I'm running to try to get through GitHub or anything. No, this is straight from Microsoft. This is supposed to be a way to convert your current hard drive into a GPT hard drive. And this is exactly what it would say on the website. MBR to GPT, because I'm trying to convert it to a GPT, /validate /allow full OS. And retrieving, validating layout, disk set size, cannot find OS partitions for disk 2. So I think the issue is that I'm on disk 6. So MBR to GPT /validate /disk 6 /allow full OS. This selects disk 6, which is my Windows hard drive, and cannot find OS partitions for disk 6. I don't know what to do at this point. Okay, I'm literally doing this on the fly right now. It's saying that there might be an issue with how I have unallocated space. You have to have unallocated space in your hard drive to perform this process of MBR to GPT. I already had 290 megabytes, but it might have been I needed it like some more, so I added another 100 megabytes of unallocated space. So now I'm reading reports that might be too close to the end. I have no clue. I'm going to be doing some quick research and I'll be right back. I really did. I tried for about, I don't know, 10 minutes now. This is too much. Just to put it plainly, this is too much. This is not an issue with outdated graphics, outdated hardware. This is not an issue with any of that. The issue here lies with EA making such a huge headache of a process just to get this working. I've tried doing it on every single disk here. Every single one of my disks, I've tried it. Disk layout validation failed for disk 0. This is not the solution, EA. I'm trying to figure out, there's like a setup error or setup this act. I'm looking up the setup error log to see what exactly is happening. I don't know. This is beyond frustrating, and it's just, this is me. I normally, I'm fine with tinkering with computers. I'm fine with messing with all these different files and finding all these different encoding and doing all this crazy stuff just to get a game running. Majority of PC gamers honestly don't. They don't want to do this. They can't do this. They don't like doing this. Majority of people, you'd be surprised that most PC gamers actually don't even open up the settings when they start a video game. They just hit play, hope it works. If it doesn't, they stop playing. That's it. It's really surprising. The issue here is that we're going to do everything we can to try to make it as difficult as possible for cheaters to exist, which is great. And I really look forward to this game. I hope that they remove this because I really want to play this game. It looks fun. It looks enjoyable. Even if the sponsored people are purposely avoiding saying anything remotely critical about it.
And they are destroying the building. That's happening right now. I'm gonna frag that. I know my teammates are here, but we might get pushed. We're good, yeah. Is he in the building with me? Wait, your res. No. Cancel. Hold on.
It looks fun, and I really want to play it. It looks like a callback to Battlefield 4 or 3 or whatever, but this isn't it. This isn't it. I'm not going to be able to play this game. If you have any suggestions, leave it down below. Other than that, let's hope that in the future, EA does a little bit more pro-consumer stuff. They're probably not going to. It's EA we're talking about, but that's about it. I just wanted to come on here and talk about how bad Battlefield 6 is, even though I literally can't even start it. I hope you have a good rest of your day, evening, or night. This has been Jaakeup. Peace.